check out our new sponsor, the Health Blaze. All the information is in the description. Use the promo code above. Goodfellow Unboxing at 18% off of all their natural products, from deodorant, pomade, toothpaste, and much, much more. And they have additional discounts on their website as well. That's thehealthblaze.com. Starting December 20th. That promo code is good for 18% off. We go. All right, man, we back. Goodfellow Sports TV, we in the building. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. Make sure you share the video as well. It's the best way to help the channel out. And so one of my subs told me earlier, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Sean Burke. And I was like, man, fuck up out of here with this, man. Talking about Danny Jacobs and Chavez Jr. Maybe fighting for Danny Jacobs' 168-pound, which is super middleweight debut. And all I got to say is DAZN is it just ain't going good for them. They've been trying to get Chavez over there for quite some time, and Al Heyman, he's supposed to fight on one of Heyman cards. I think it was first the Wilder Fury card, and then that was the card he was supposed to show up on. And DAZN was trying to also court him with a Sergio Martinez rematch. And for whatever reason, that fight didn't articulate, and then him showing up on a Wilder Fury card as the co-feature, I heard, or one of the televised pay-per-view bouts, just to be broad, that never came to fruition. So I seen like a little balancing trick he was doing on the internet, going around, and don't look like he too out of shape. I really can't say because I didn't watch it long, but Danny Jacobs tune up at 168. He said he wanted to tune up at 68 and then perhaps come back down and possibly challenge Jamal Charlo. That boat then left the dock. Really, Danny Jacobs is dead. He sold his soul to the death zone to be with Eddie Hearn for Canelo fight. These dudes in boxing today, they selling their souls for the money. It ain't about legacy no more. Had there been some fighters that sold their soul for legacy, I can understand that. You feel me? I definitely could. I can understand these fighters going out here trying to be the best they can for legacy. He didn't go over there. It's a dog with a cat running across the street. I don't want to hear it. He didn't go across the street to Canelo to HBO for legacy to get the better fights. He said it was his coach Andre Rozier said it was a regular fighting schedule. It wasn't Jim just popping up saying you got to get 8 weeks to get ready or no shit like that. It was a regular fighting schedule, but they really sold what they sold for the money in the Canelo fight. He chased Canelo to HBO, chased him over to the death zone, and quite frankly, he fucked his career up. He could. I mean, he made $15 million. He got a guaranteed 12.5, but he made 15. You can't hate on that. So he had his number. He's not the only one doing. It's a ton of fighters. Your favorite fighter probably doing everything for the money. You know what I'm saying? But that's just the game. Quite frankly, everything has been Mayweather's changed the narrative to fight for the dollar. And unfortunately, and that's what everybody doing, getting as much money as they can. Legacy is the last thing, and the fans is thinking like that too. But legacy only can help the fans. The money can't help the fans. These fighters, Danny Jacobs ain't buying the fans a Rolls Royce or buying the fans, this money or doing this and that for the fans. He not doing that. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it is what it is. And he could do whatever he want to do. But he fights Chavez as a 168-pound tune-up. They gonna get him a good payday. He guaranteed like a minimum of $4 million for that fight, man. Like, he guaranteed a minimum of $4 million, I think, for the next 2 fights with DAZN. So he getting a good payday. But as far as Chavez, it's a tune-up. A tune-up ain't meant to take your career to the next level. It can take your career to below the next level if you lose. But really, I don't think Danny Jacobs is a player at 168 pounds. He can fight Billy Joe Saunders. They gonna sign him over to DAZN. That could be a gateway there. Callum Smith is another fighter that they feed to him. But Eddie Hearn is all about, Eddie Hearn is all about really propping his UK fighters up. His American fighters, he using y'all like he used Anthony Joshua. You feel me? He using y'all like he used Anthony Joshua to get to get in America, to get his foot in the door. You know what I'm saying? That's what he did. He using the American fighters to keep himself afloat, so he don't have to go back to the UK making that chump change he was making over there. Danny Jacobs, he used you. Had you beat Canelo, you would have been able to take him to the next level. Devin Haney, you using him for the bread and to help promote your fighters under your banner. But guess what? He using you for the bread. He using you for name recognition. He using you to knock down walls, knock down doors, in my Pimp C voice. He using Americans like he used Anthony Joshua to help him step foot in America. And Danny Jacobs is the latest dude. And Danny Jacobs gonna go over there. He gonna tune up versus Chavez. He gonna fight Billy Joe, Callum Smith. He gonna lose. He gonna come back and kiss the dime ring and come back full time with Al Heyman. That's what it is. But really, over at PBC for Danny Jacobs, who else out there? After he made a total of what? He said I think he ended up making 15-5 fighting Canelo. He make another 8, in his next 2 fights, hypothetically, he gonna bring home $23.5 million. If he play it right, he's set. So he secured his retirement. He didn't secure his way to the International Boxing Hall of Fame. But they let anybody in the International Boxing Hall of Fame. Ain't really no prestige in the Boxing Hall of Fame. They let anybody who put a pair of gloves on and had a solid record in there. So when there's really no prestige and guys like Barry McGuigan in there and guys like Arturo Gatti in the Hall of Fame, when there really ain't no prestige and you say, I won this many belts, they're going to let you in regardless. But as far as that's a clown show, man. It's supposed to be November 16th for the 23rd. Not sure what fight card they align with. I'm going to go ahead and say it's going to probably align with a Canelo fight card versus Demetrius Andrade. Or it might have another card coming up. I know Ryan Garcia fighting in November as well. Or it might be his own individual card. But Chavez is a name. They willing to get him back in the sport because the name that his father built for him, and he pretty much messed it up. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that the DAZN just don't see their problem. They doing every trick and stop. They put on every trick to get in the position of power, but it's not working. People not subscribing. $20 is too much. Just talked about ESPN Plus. You know what I'm saying? ESPN Plus. Well, Disney today, they packaged ESPN Plus, Hulu with ads, and the Disney Plus that come out in November for $13. They're going to kill Netflix. HBO supposed to come out with their own streaming service, HBO Max, for $16, $17. That's more than an HBO subscription. Nobody watch premium television no more. Like, why would I pay $20 for subpar boxing and MMA? For one, when I can stream it, and one, when it's not a bargain deal. Now, if you tell them you give me that for like $5, $7 a month, then I consider it. But then again, they can't make their money back after all the money they spent out. The DAZN is due to fail. It just don't. Boxing, it don't have. If they had Al Heyman roster, they have a better chance of succeeding. But without willing to pour money in promotion, it's just not gonna do well. But for Danny Jacobs, he said I got beat up by one Mexican in Canelo. Let me go beat up another Mexican. Let me go get my comeuppance versus Chavez. That fight means nothing. It's not the money they paying the fighters to fight on the DAZN. They not gonna make that money back. They paying Danny Jacobs $4 million. They at least paying Chavez $2 million. No way in hell they gonna make $6 million revenue from the fans and subscriptions for that month. And they thought Canelo was big enough to pull the platform. That was bullshit. I don't think nobody believed that Canelo was big enough to pull the platform. People thought it, but boxing is a niche sport. It's not like a top 3 or 4 or 5 sport in America, man. It's because they took it off regular network television and everybody fighting for the money. They don't think the casuals know a bum bash when they see one, or a lopsided fight, or a fight that's not competitive. But the DAZN can hope, they can wish, they can pray, they can do everything they want to do. But guess what? Guess what, DAZN? All we got to say is it ain't gonna work. Stay in Switzerland, stay in Germany, stay in Canada. The American market is just Al Heyman and everybody else. And you align yourself with a European, you align yourself with a promoter from the United Kingdom to help launch the DAZN platform, and then you went to get a guy that was Al Heyman Lackey and Oscar De La Hoya, you get 2 rejects. No, you get a reject and Oscar, right? You get a reject and Oscar. And then you get a never has been to Eddie Hearn to pull your platform. It was destined to fail, but hey, it's Goodfellas Sports TV. Don't forget to check out our sponsor, thehellblaze.com. Promo code Goodfellow1Boxing. Get 18% off the 100% all natural products. Lotion, soaps, foot soaps, bath bombs, deodorant, toothpaste, hair pomade, much, much more. Website, promo code, description. Keep sharing the videos. Appreciate the love, support. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email. All those links in the description. One time for the one time. It's your boy CJ Goodfellow, Goodfellas Sports TV. We gone.